Recording in progress.
Okay, guys, here we go. For, I think, these particular problems, all right, I think I asked you to do up to 45. Doing the odds, I believe. What is the slope intercept form? So 45 was what? H. Everybody okay with that? All right, pretty straightforward. Now, was anybody have any questions before 45 on the odds? Anybody? Any issues? All right, so let's just continue on. All right, let's take a quick look at 46. All right, everybody tell me the answer to number 46. I've got an F so far. F, another F. Everybody good with that? Again, you're just going from K to M. So if we're going from K to M, I start at -1 and I went down to -4. So that's -3. And then I went to the right 2. So again, -3 over 2. Perfect. All right, I kind of like 47. Which one's greater, the slope of a vertical line or the slope of a horizontal line? What do you think? What do you think?
It's D.
So there is some debate over this, so I'm not going to make much issue of it. All right, this is the smallest possible slope. What is that slope? Now that doesn't sound right because you can say, what about negative slopes, right? But when you're talking about slopes, you're talking about steepness, right? So yeah, the vertical line is going to be greater. All right. And a part of that is because we didn't really, and I haven't really discussed this with you, but think about when you're talking about steepness, we kind of refer to absolute value of the slope when you're comparing. All right. So in other words, if you had a slope of -2 and you had a slope of 1, what is the greater slope? -2 would be the greater slope. All right. So technically you're right. Something that's undefined, right? We can't compare that to 0, right? But in this case, we're just talking about the slope of the actual line. All right. And as the slope moves away from 0, whether it's in a positive or in a negative direction, it's getting bigger. All right. Hopefully that made sense. All right. Not a big deal, though. Okay. 48, the slope of the given line or the y-intercept. What do we got here, guys? Is it A, B, C, or D? A, right? The slope of the line is what? The y-intercept is 3 is greater than -7. All right. What's the y-intercept for 49? Yeah, easy. 50. Tell me the slope of the line.
D.
11 over 3. Now remember, it's just so beneficial for you not to just put D down. Right? You should be calculating the slope yourself. All right, now we're into the really good stuff. Okay, so now you have to remember all the different forms for lines. All right, this is what makes it a little bit harder. All right, but again, super important. All right, so we'll start with 51. Write the equation of the line in point slope form. So who remembers the point slope form? Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. All right, that is the point slope form. But I also want to show you this, guys. Again, I showed you this last year just to show you something. Right, the point slope form comes from the slope formula. It comes from the slope formula. All I do is multiply both sides by x2 minus x1. Does everybody see that? So that's where the point slope form comes from. All right, so now, does anybody want to volunteer on the answer now that we refreshed your memory on that? Go ahead, someone. It's really easy. No, 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 no. Go.
Y minus 5 equals 2/3 times x plus 1.
You are amazing. Thank you. That is correct. All right, remember, obviously the slope goes for m. This right here is referred to as the point x1, y1. Very good. Any questions? Yes,
That wouldn't be x minus
because it's x minus -1,
1. Oh,
right? Okay, so now slope intercept. What's the slope intercept form? Come on. What's slope intercept? Everybody's got to be able to tell me that. Y equals mx plus b. That is correct. But they give us a what in this problem? And a point. So we should use what first? What form should we use first? Point slope form, because that's really easy. And then we're going to go from the point slope to slope intercept. All right. So someone brave besides Olivia, give me the equation of the point slope form. Tell me, Nate.
y minus y1 equals.
No, but I want to plug in the numbers.
Okay, so y minus, wait, no, y plus 4
Good.
equals -2 x minus 7.
Exactly. All right. Now we're just converting that to y equals mx plus b. So what do I need to do from there, Nate?
You need to subtract. Wait, no,
Yeah, you're going to eventually subtract 4, but first we should go ahead and do what?
this would be-
Yes.
so that equals -2x plus 14.
And then,
Subtract 4, and you get -2x plus 10.
easy. That's your answer. Okay, now standard form. Anybody want to refresh my memory on standard form? Standard. All right, standard form was ax plus by equals c. You're not allowed to have what? Fractions. And a has to be greater than 0 or positive. All right, there's one more rule about being relatively prime. So let's go ahead and put that in. A, B, and C must be relatively prime. That just means they can't have a common divisor, right? In other words, 2x plus 4y equals 6 is not standard form because I can divide everything through by what? 2. Okay, that's what they mean by relatively prime. All right, so again, tell me what is given. You're given a what? And a, so we should probably do point slope form. All right, point slope form is the form that you're going to be using most of the time. All right. So if we do point slope form, someone else now, tell me.
Y minus 0 equals -6 times x plus 5.
Perfect. Now, do we really need the y minus 0 now? So now it's going to be, let's put it in standard form. Y equals what? Yep, y equals negative 6x minus 30. Now we want the x to be positive, right? So my final answer here is
6x plus y equals negative 30.
really simple, really simple. All right, any issues with that? All right, carry on. Okay, so 54 now, it says, write the equation line in point slope form. So it's important to identify. The problem is we don't have the what? We don't have the slope. Calculate the slope, thank you. M equals, let's practice some mental math here. 3 over what? 3 over negative 7, so we don't really ever say that, we would just say what? Negative 3/7. Is everybody happy with that? Any issues? All right, so this is really nice. So now let's write it in point slope form. Does it matter what point you choose? Are they the same line? Just a different what? Just a different point. All right, who wants to write the equation? Go.
Y minus 7 equals negative 3/7 times x minus 6.
That's simple, 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 guys. Hopefully it's coming back to you. All right, 3 forms. Everybody's got to be good at those 3 forms. Any issues? All right, 55. Write the equation in slope intercept form. All right, so we're still missing the what? Slope. James, calculate the slope,
It's 6 over 2.
which is
3.
3. All right, now write the first equation.
Y minus 13 equals 3 parentheses x minus 7. I mean minus 5.
Thank you. Now what?
Do I do the other one?
Yep, you're writing it in slope intercept form. So what do I do first?
So it's y minus 13 equals 3x minus 15.
And then what?
Then you add 13.
So
It's y equals 3x minus 2.
good job. Thank you, Elise.
Why are we doing it with the second equation, not the first?
Okay, good. So what I want to do is we're gonna do the first one too, just to show everybody and just to review this with you. So if we do the first point, we're gonna say y minus 7 equals 3 times x minus 3. Do you agree with that? Right, now again, I always used to tell kids, these don't look the same. They just don't look the same. But guess what? They are, right? So we're going to show you y minus 3 equals 3x minus 9. I don't know why I put a 3 there. And then add the 7. So it's the same line. See what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter. All right, it doesn't matter what point you choose, you will end up with the same equation. All right. Now we got to write one in standard form. We got to write one in standard form. All right, Jackson, help me with the slope on this one.
-2.
How's that?
That's going from one to negative one.
But that's the x, right?
Oh.
You're good. That doesn't matter. -2 on the bottom. What's on
three
the,
over negative- No, -3.
so that,
Three over-
thank you. Don't worry. Everything's good. All right, now what?
You write it in point slope form,
Which is?
y minus. No, y plus 3,
Y plus what?
3,
Y3.
because, oh, wait, no, it's 1
Okay,
equals 3 over 2. 1, no, wait, x minus 1.
Thank you. That's standard form, or that's point slope.
Yeah.
Now we're going to standard form. So you got something a little bit harder. So what should I do first? Do you remember? Since we're not allowed to have fractions, I should get rid of the fraction first. How am I going to get rid of the fraction?
Distribute.
No. You could distribute, but
Multiply.
by what? Yes, we're going to multiply everything through by 2. Now, look, here's where I need your attention to make sure you understand the algebra here. I'm multiplying everything through by 2, right? So if I multiply the left side by 2, what do I get?
3. 2x minus 3.
I'm multiplying this left side over here by 2.
2y plus 2.
2y plus 2. Now, what happens if I multiply the right side by 2?
You get 3 times 2x minus 2.
No, the 2's cancel here, buddy. Let me show you what you did.
Yeah.
Look, so if I said 2 times 3 equals 6, and I multiply both sides by 2, right? This becomes a 12, right?
Yeah.
Do I multiply the 2 by the 2 and the 3 by the 2, or do I multiply one of them?
One of them.
Right. So I'm choosing to multiply 2 times 3 halves.
Oh.
That makes sense now, right?
Yeah.
And so then that equals what?
3 times x minus 4.
Which is
3x minus 3.
perfect. 3x minus 3. Everybody happy with that? That was the tricky part. All right, now we want the x to be positive. So what am I moving, Jackson? Yes, but we're moving it, changing it to standard form. So what variable do I have to move?
The y.
Yes, and that becomes
2 equals 3x. 3x minus 2y minus 3.
right. I don't want the minus 3. So what do I have to do with the minus 3?
We have to add 3.
That's right. So what is that?
3x minus 2y equals 5.
There you go. All right, so that requires some thought. All right, anybody need me to break that down? All right, everybody should be able to move things around. All right, keep the x positive. Okay, now we refer to parallels and perpendiculars. Who remembers what parallel lines have in common? They have the same slope. Perfect. All right, so what is the slope of this line right here? So what's the slope of the parallel line? So here's how you write parallel. That's the slope of the parallel line. All right, Aiden, so what's the equation in point slope form?
Point slope form,
Yep,
y minus 5, or I mean minus 1,
so it'd be what?
y minus 1,
Y minus -1.
oh, y plus 1
Y plus 1,
equals, so 3, then my plus 7.
right, that's the answer. That's how simple. All right, but super duper important on all SATs, all ACTs. You have to know parallels, perpendiculars, writing equations. All right, so let's try 58. Lexi, go.
Slope is -2,
Okay,
and
so write the equation. So it's a point and a slope.
yeah.
So we just write it in point slope.
Okay. So y plus 3
Yep,
equals -2 times x minus 5.
perfect. Now we're going to convert that to y equals mx plus b.
Y plus 3 equals -2x plus 10.
Good.
You have to move over the three.
Yep.
So y equals negative 2x plus 7.
Perfect. All right, Chloe. What's the slope of the parallel line? Now, what is this called right here, Chloe? What's that point called? There you go. It's the y-intercept. So we can make this problem really simple, correct? Because that's the b. Does everybody agree? Now, if you forget that, does it matter? No, it's just helpful. So we're going to try, if you didn't see that or you didn't recognize that, I'd like for you to write, well, that's the y-intercept. So we can just write it in the form y equals mx plus b first. So tell me what that is.
5x minus 1.
Yep. And now what? We're going to go to standard form.
So 5 minus 5 is 1.
First, I would multiply by what?
5.
Because I don't like fractions. So now tell me what that equals.
5y equals 3x minus 5.
Perfect. And now what?
So
Uh-huh.
3x minus 5y.
Yay. 3x minus 5y equals 5. Everybody good with that? All right, I'm feeling pretty good about this. Circle 60, that's the same thing. 61 is kind of the same thing. 62 is kind of the same thing. Now, but let's go back to 60 for one moment, right? So again, I think it's a bad thing if you can't look at that and tell me what the slope is. So I want everybody to be able to tell me the slope of the parallel line, just looking at this. Come on now. Just looking at that, doing no work, just your mental math in your head. What's the slope? Say it. Definitely not 3/2. Definitely not 2/3. Yes, -3/2. Is everybody with me? -3/2. Everybody should be able to do that because what we're doing is we're just moving the x and then dividing by the 2. If I move the x, it becomes what? So that's why the slope is -3/2. You with me? All right, so now we're going to look at the next one. All right, so the slope of the parallel line is equal to, what is it? 3/5. Now, would I move the x or would I move the y? I would move the y. Do I care about the 10? 10 has nothing to do with the problem. I'm only interested in the slope. Is everybody happy with that? All right, last one. Slope of this line is what? Slope of 62 is what, guys?
-5.
Harrison?
5.
5, thank you. Right, because the y is negative. I got to move it. All right, anybody have any issues? All right. So let's look up here, 63. Okay, so now we're doing perpendicular. Who remembers perpendicular? What's the relationship between the slopes? Good. You are amazing. Slope of the perpendicular would be what? Right, so what is it? Yep, so now write the equation. Yes.
Y minus 3 equals -4/3 times x plus 5.
Easy, simple, simple, simple. Any issues? All right, Abby, go. What's the slope of the perpendicular?
-3/1.
Close.
3/1.
Yes. You understand me, right?
Yep.
All right, write the equation.
Y plus 3 equals 3 times x minus 5.
Carry on.
Y plus 3 equals 3x minus 15. Y equals 3x minus 18.
Beautiful. Ben, what do I notice on this problem?
Oh, so y-intercept.
Yes, thank you, sir. Thank you. That was good. All right, so what's the slope of the perpendicular?
-7/4.
Right, so write the first equation, please.
Y plus 1 is equal to -7/4. X times 0.
Okay, so now you realize you could have just put it in y equals mx plus b, right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. I'm trying to show you, it doesn't matter if you don't see that, is what I'm trying to say. All right, so now I want to put it in standard form, so what should I do?
You multiply each side by 4.
Good. So what do I get on the left side?
4y plus 4
And on the left or on the right side?
is equal to -7 and then x minus 0.
Just negative 7x. Right? Does it matter if you put that, the 0? No. All right, so final answer.
Put in y plus mx plus b.
Yep. No. Standard,
Like standard form.
right? Because that's what the directions say.
7x plus 4y is equal to -4.
Right, guys, if you can do that, you're really in good shape. All right, writing equations of lines for whatever reason I don't understand is difficult. Right, you just have to know the rules. All right, that's really good. Okay, so now we're going to practice here. All right, so let's see if you can do two things. All right, you got to calculate the slope, then you got to find the perpendicular. Lucas, go. What's the slope of the perpendicular?
The slope is, well, the slope of the normal one is -3,
Right?
and then the slope of the perpendicular is 1.
Now, does everybody understand? I just expect you to be able to do that. Right now, let's say you're going, well, I can't do all those steps in my head. Then just practice. And if you still can't, just do it on paper then. I don't care. But I'm happy with you. All right. You need to be able to do that. So now, what?
And then y equals 1/3 x minus 1.
Now what?
Isn't that one slope?
Oh, I thought it says slope intercept. Thank you, sir. That is correct. If you put y minus 0, of course, we wouldn't care. Thank you. All right, Catherine, go. What's the slope of the perpendicular?
Is it 5?
Think about it.
Is it -5?
Yes, ma'am. Good job. Very good.
And then it's 5 minus 2 equals 5 times x minus 4.
I know you meant -5. Right?
I think so.
Well, you told me the slope was -5. Is there a problem?
Where'd you get -5?
Well, because the slope of this line is 1/5. Right? You can say no. Okay, so I want the y value to be positive. So x equals 5y. Then I divide by 5. Yes, see, it's good to see. Good to see. If you don't, just let me show you. Easy. What?
I'm kind of confused on that. So
With what?
the slope, how you get it?
How did I get 1/5?
Can you just explain it one more time, please?
Yep, I sure can. Try it again. All right, so you agree we want y equals, right?
Yes.
So the first thing we do is move this over, right?
Right.
I don't care about the 10 because that has nothing to do with the slope. Right?
Right.
So now I have x equals 5y. Now we divide by 5. That's where I'm getting the 1/5.
Okay, that makes sense.
and then the -5. Okay, so I don't remember who was on this. Who was doing, okay, now what?
It's, y minus 2 equals 5x minus 20.
Now you keep putting the slope as positive, I believe. Isn't this, you told me the slope was negative, right?
Oh, I forgot to write down negative.
So now
It's, negative 5x plus 20.
you're awesome. Now what?
Y equals negative 5x plus 20.
Yep, easy, easy. Okay. Elise, you're up.
Okay, so the slope,
Good.
-3.
You're awesome, girl. That was really good. -3/5. All right, now write the equation.
Y minus 8 equals,
Shh.
3/5 and then x minus 6, or negative.
Okay.
and then Y minus 8 equals,
So what am I doing? I'm going for standard form. Do you agree?
oh yeah, okay, so then, and multiply that,
Yes, multiply by 5.
so 5y minus 40 equals 3x plus, or 3x minus 4.
But we're distributing a negative. I think you forgot the negative, right? You're distributing a -3, right?
Yeah.
So what would it be if I distributed -3?
Negative 3x. That's right.
Yeah. Right?
Yes.
Okay, so now finish it off. Standard form.
3x. Negative 3x,
Nope, you were right.
3x, minus 5y.
No, wait, listen to me. So here is where sometimes kids have trouble, right? So you want X and Y on the same side, and we want X to be positive, right?
Oh, yeah.
So to do that, I add the 3X over, right?
No, no.
So tell me what the,
This is for Mr. Arrow's first period.
oh, you guys are so awesome. Thank you.
Rice.
Ha ha ha, I got some anyway. Thank you. All right, so now what?
So, 3x plus 5y equals 80. Wait, no, not 80. 50. I don't know how I got 80.
I don't know how you got 82 either. All right, hold up. Harrison thinks I'm wrong.
When's the selfie we ever bought?
That would make me wrong.
So it makes me-
No, because-
And Marin's not here to correct me, so.
So the 3y is positive and then you divide to the next one.
Mr. Challenge, what?
So the 3y comes over here, and makes it positive, right? Then I divide by 3, so the slope is 5/3.
And then you swap that. and it's -3.
Don't we need the X over?
Don't move the X over.
How do you do that?
No, I'm moving the y over because I want the y to be positive. All right, here we go. All right, now these were easy. All right, not much thought here. Let's go. I want a line parallel to x equals 3. First of all, you have to remind me, what is x equals 3? What kind of line?
Vertical.
Vertical. So the only way it can be parallel is if it is what? Vertical. So what would be the equation of the vertical line? X equals -4. Very good. X equals -4. Now, for whatever reason, that causes some problems. So if you're not sure, speak up. Right?
Wait, how'd you get a -4?
Well, because the only thing that can be parallel to a vertical line is another vertical line.
Yeah.
So a vertical line is always written as x equals.
Did you do like X equals 2?
It has to go through this point. That's how I got the -4,
Oh,
right?
okay.
All right, perpendicular to y equals -4. Well, what's y equals -4? Horizontal. So what's perpendicular to a horizontal?
Y equals
What's perpendicular to a horizontal?
A vertical.
Vertical, thank you. A vertical line is perpendicular to a horizontal line. Is everybody with me? And vertical lines are written as x. X equals -9. All right, now it's much easier to understand what I'm saying than to try to write everything down and make sure that you're memorizing. Much easier to understand that. All right. Now, if you're understanding, when I ask you the next couple questions, you'll understand exactly what to do. So parallel to y equals -4, Nate. You are amazing. Y equals 7. Any doubts about that? So perpendicular to x equals 7. Y equals -4. Now, guys, I'm hopefully you're saying that's so simple. All right. You thought it was impossible last year. All right. Simple, simple, simple. All right. Here we go. SATs. All right. That's going to start when?
Tomorrow.
That starts Monday. Okay. SATs are going to start on Monday. All right. So now your focus is I've done a lot of this. All right. I don't think it's hard. All right. I really want to reinforce because it's that important. So I need you to go back and do the evens. All right. It's not that hard. All right. Get busy on the evens. We have how many minutes? Like 12 minutes. Right. Get as much as you can. No messing around. All right. Let's do this. Every other even right now. Start with number 2, then skip. And then go, because I want you to hit 1 from every one. Every other even. Does everybody understand that? 2, then the next one would be 6, and then 10, and then 14, and so on. Every other even. All right, that'll give you a little bit of break, and hopefully you can get it done before the bell rings, and you can watch me enjoy my delicious breakfast.
I'm gonna steal it from you.
If you're big enough, feel free.
Oh, okay. I'll take it.
Yeah, you are definitely not big enough.
I see it on my 40 page. I know. Every single video.